Welcome to East Sussex National, twice the venue for the European Open in the 1990s, but this week, the 8th stop-off on the PGA EuroPro Tour. Gianmarco Petrozzi got things going with a playoff win at Harleyford. And then, after Conor O'Neill's one-stroke win at Donington Grove, we had John Parry at Camberwell Park, Will Enifer at Montrose Links, and Joe Dean at Vale, all winning by 3. American Stephen Shepherd went into extra time before success at Clevedon, followed by yet another 3-shot win for Jack Ewell last week at Park Wood. A win which took Ewell into the top 5 on the order of merit, stay there until the end of the season, and he'll be on the Challenge Tour next year. Parry's disappointing final round at Park Wood meant Enifer hung on at number 1, despite missing the cut.
Well, Kit, thanks for joining me here at East Sussex, but before we talk about this week, let's talk a little bit about last week at Park Wood and that very impressive win from Jack Ewell.
Yeah, one word to describe it: aggression. Everyone else laying back off the tees, it was quite narrow. Not Jack Ewell. Took driver, took 3-wood, took it to the course, and he was rewarded for that aggression. It was a really impressive display.
And here, East Sussex, it's a favourite among all the courses, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place, lovely setup, 2 good courses, excellent facilities, hotel, and it's got a lot of history as well. The European Tour has been here. Sam Broadhurst plays on our tour. His dad won here on the European Tour. The likes of Seve Ballesteros, Colin Montgomery, they've played here as well through the years, so it's a place with a lot of history.
And tell me a little bit about the course. What kind of player would suit this type of course?
It's reasonably long, one of the longer courses we play on tour this year, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a bomber. You can get well round here with wedges. If you're good into the greens and a good putter as well, that's important. And also this week in particular, there is a lot of wind around. So you need someone that can control their ball flight, hit it low, and really get it onto the greens and set up the chances, because the rough is not pleasant either.
Well, thank you, Kit. We look forward to the final round.
And it's an Anglo-Scottish pairing in the form of Tom Sloman and Sean Laurie who lead the way on 7 under par. John Parry again going well and just 1 shot back, alongside Harry Goddard, followed by a 2-stroke gap to the rest of the field. Scott Drummond, the PGA champion of 17 years ago now, is alongside me and wins up to 40 miles an hour for these guys to contend with today, Scott.
Yeah, it's a brutal day. You can see those bushes and trees blowing. Guys have got to control their ball flight. Very testing conditions. Driver off the first, 345 yards this opening hole. Just looking to get it in position. And that's a fine job.
Pair of 69 so far for the vastly experienced Englishman John Parry. Parred the first today and he's driven to here on the second.
Yeah, par 5. Taking it on. A little bit of an upslope. Be careful not to drag it left. He's made a good job of that one. Just short of the green there. Should be a straightforward chip and putt for birdie.
Now Tom Sloman has broken 70 both days so far to make the cut for the 6th time in 8 starts this season.
Yeah, fantastic scoring over the first 2 days in very tough conditions. That's a fine drive as well. Centre of the fairway, good opening tee shots there from the final pairing.
Fine 68 yesterday for Scotland's Jack Doherty and par at the first today.
Yeah, and he could be a danger man for me today. Very good player in the wind.
Lovely opening tee shot for Sean Laurie. He's down the right half of the fairway, which is absolutely superb, because that pin just under 100 yards, you can see it's going back in there over on the left-hand side of the green. Just a little word about these conditions as well. The wind is up and it's very blustery as well. Not only is it tough to get the right club selection, but timing of when you hit the shot in the gusts is absolutely vital as well.
Sean Laurie has been second a couple of times on the EuroPro.
He's a tidy player. I'd like to think he would be a good wind player as well. You can see there, he's just trying to knock that one down. Well, is it going to stay on the putting surface? Just about, but that is a monster putt across this first green.
And now you can hear what the wind is doing there as we look at Harry Goddard, 68 and 70 for him so far.
Yeah, Another decent shot, but look at the spin, catching the slope, getting ever further away from the pin. So even these short holes, Michael, are going to be very, very testing.
I'm going to name drop a bit here, Scott. I was talking once to Louis Westhuizen, and he said that this is why South Africans do so well around the world in all sorts of conditions. They're used to playing in the wind growing up, and it's the same for the Irish, and as you alluded to, the Scots as well. So it really stands to you later in your career if that's what you've grown up with.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. Some guys are comfortable in the wind, others not so much. Sloman there, he'll be disappointed with that. But I think that's a sign there, looking at those approach shots to the first. Only wedges, but nowhere near the pins.
First look at 23-year-old Jack Hawksby, 71 yesterday to back up his opening 69, and he's parred the first today.
Beautifully played from there. That was very awkward. Now for me, I always found, as tough as it was out on the golf course hitting full shots, when it's this windy, the putting is almost more difficult. He's made a good fist of that one, but those are the sort of length that he's left himself, that when it is gusty, it's very, very difficult to control the putter head.
So that was a theoretical chance missed to go into the outright lead. A more realistic one now for Sloman, but nowhere near really. I think that backs up what you were just saying, Scott, and you wonder why that is, but I think everyone at every level will agree with you that the putting for some reason is harder. You wouldn't think it would be the case.
No, you wouldn't think so, but it is. Just keeping that putter on line, judging the pace and the wind. Beautiful stroke there, fantastic up and down.
Well, he's made a mockery of what we were just saying. First season on the EuroPro.
Oh, Goddard. Can he get this one to the hole? Up the hill, into the wind. You can see he's giving it a good old wrap. And he's still not got it there. John Parry. Again, a danger man for me, as he is every week. But he'll have played lots of golf in these sort of conditions.
Well, you won't get many birdie puts on a day like this from that sort of distance. So when you do, you've got to take advantage. He'll be disappointed to have let that one slip away.
He will. Now Sloman, this for his par at the opening hole, just about 10 feet. Oh, it's a good stroke. Very unlucky not to drop in the right edge. A disappointing bogey to start his final day. Now Doherty, we saw him play. Decent little chip up to here. Just about 5-6 feet. Yeah, good stroke. Got to capitalise on the par 5s today, that's for sure.
Yeah, good early move from the 39-year-old Scot.
Laurie just to clean up as well. Missing it on the left side. Having seen Sloman's just hang out on the right, possibly influenced him a little bit. It's an opening bogey for Laurie as well.
Yeah, and so despite his missed birdie putt, Parry grabs a share of the lead anyway.
Goddard now. Can he be the one to make a par? He is out of this opening 3-ball.
Par golf to begin, enough for Parry and Goddard to go into a tie for the lead. 4 players now on 6 under. And with birdies at the second for Hawksby and Doherty, we now have 6 men within a stroke at the top of the board.
Doherty now. Second shot on the third. Just coming out of the light rough, ball above his feet. Drilling that one low. Trying to work it in right to left off the slope.
Now let's go to the 4th, the longest of the short holes as it were, and Josh Hilliard. And look at this, Scott, this is amazing.
Yeah, well, you can just see the wind behind him there. I mean, it's absolutely brutal. Balls are going to be moving at certain points on the course, you would have thought.
Parry had such a good chance to win at Parkwood last week, but made a wretched start to the final round, and in the end did quite well to keep it to 76.
Decent shot in there. Perhaps just half a club short, but Can't be criticising that today. Finding greens will be difficult, so anything on the surface is good. Hawksby now. And another drilled iron shot, trying to work it in right to left. Got the distance, but just didn't move in.
Matthew Nixon has now made 4 cuts in a row and an eventful start today. Bogey at 1, birdie at 2, par at 3. This to go into red figures for his round today. And that's a good place to be in these conditions.
Anything around par, guys are going to be happy with. Take your chances when they come. And the third shot of Laurie into this par 5. Beautifully controlled wedge. Oh, so close, but now just about 12, 15 feet maybe up the hill for his birdie. Saw Hawksby. Good iron shot, just didn't move in on the wind. Didn't chip and run from the fringe here. Telling it to go. Knows it's a little short. Not a bad effort, but it will be a testing putt.
Sloman then, looking to get up and down and get back the shot which slipped away on the opening hole.
Wow, what a shot there. Just touching the left lip. That would have looked good. That would have been an awesome eagle. Goddard now. A little bit of trouble. 4th shot to this par 5. Be looking to get this in tight. Try and save his par. Yeah, he's made a good job of it.
Still going to be facing a tense moment. Even on a day like this, you don't want a 6 on your cards so early on. Doherty then, if he could somehow rattle this one in, that'll make it a 5-way tie.
Yeah, incredibly bunched leaderboard. Be lots of to-in and fro-in today. Come on, Jack. A little bit more needed there. Again, another one of those testy 6-7 footers in this wind. Putting a lot of pressure on themselves.
Sean Laurie, as you may well know, is the nephew of the 1999 Open champion, Paul Laurie.
Good effort there, but one slips by. As we said, guys will be really looking to take advantage of the par 5s today to keep a score. No damage done, though. Saw Parry's approach. Would have been looking good, but just half a club short, perhaps. Up and over the slope. Down the hill, right to left. Go on, John. Bit more speed. Well, decent effort. Should be a safe par.
Apart from the physical difficulties that this kind of wind obviously causes Scott, as we see Goddard roll in a nice putt there, how much of a psychological challenge is it to just put these conditions out of your mind and not let it become a distraction?
Yeah, I mean, some guys are better at it than others, obviously. You just got to get out there, get on with your game, try and stay in control of it. Easier said than done when putts slip by like that. And still a little bit of work to do for the bogey. Sloman now, we saw his chip touch the left edge for eagle. Safely in for the birdie though, very well done.
Yeah, back to where he started the day, 7 under par, and now that's enough to lead alone.
Doherty now. Par putt. Should move slightly from his right. Oh. Incredibly fine margins. That's a disappointing drop.
Came into this off the back of missing the cut in both of the last 2 events.
Hawksby now must make this one for bogey. Oh, another one. Touching the edges of these holes. That's a double bogey.
Sloman's bogey birdie start then, enough to grab an early solo lead, but 3 players piled up right behind him. Strong Scottish challenge this week, including Jeff Wright of Forres Golf Club. Birdies at the 2nd and the 6th to go 3 under. Tom Sloman out in front then, but so much more final round action to come in just a moment. Welcome back to the final round of the PDC Championship at East Sussex National, event number 8 of the 2021 PGA EuroPro Tour season, where it's certainly congested at the top of the leaderboard in these early stages. Harry Goddard is one of the players in contention, and as he came off the third, Kit grabbed a word with him.
3 holes into the round, just how difficult are these conditions?
Yeah, well, they're all into wind as well, so the starts is pretty tough out here. It's probably must be a 3-4 club wind, you know. So yeah, just got to keep your head down and knuckle on.
Given how difficult it is, you must be really pleased with the start.
Yeah, 3 pars to start, so yeah, just gonna try and build on this. Got a few downwind holes now, so try and make a couple of birdies.
Yeah, the 4th is a downwind par 3. Does that almost make it actually a bit trickier because it's so windy?
Yeah, luckily the greens are quite soft here, so even though it's like a massive wind down, it'll still hold it on the green. So, but yeah, it's just so difficult to get the right club. But yeah, that's part of the game, I guess.
And after 4 pars to start, John Parry has made his first move, and it's in the right direction. This approach at the 5th, giving him a birdie putt, which he has since knocked in. So Parry goes to 7 under par. Sloman has parred 3 and 4, so he's tied for the lead now with Parry. Sean Lowry had another drop shot at the 3rd, but Jack Hawksby coming back strongly from his double bogey at that hole to birdie the 5th.
And here's Sloman on the 5th, just going with an iron, 460-yard par 4.
Now, former EuroPro Tour player Jack Colgate has been getting his teeth into the 6th.
Jack, there's a big decision for the players to make here on the 6th, isn't there?
There is, yeah. Risk of reward par 4. Playing around 285 front edge today where it's so downwind. I think the actual yardage is 313 yards. And yeah, you better not miss this one left to that pin downwind, otherwise you won't be making up and down for your birdie.
Yeah, serious risk and reward, isn't there? Because it is one of those par 4s where if you go for it and you're not straight, you're in trouble and struggling for your bogey, let alone your birdie. So what's going through your mind at this point? It's early on in the round, the 6th hole. When do you be aggressive? When do you lay up?
I think that's all down to individual players' way they play golf and strategy. For me today with this wind, I'd probably be inclined to lay this one up and wedge it, just because it's tough if you miss it in the wrong spot. You've only got a 6 or 7 yard window there to hit the front of the green with your tee shot. So you miss that, you're probably not going to make 3 and get up and down, so I'd probably take my chances with a wedge today. But on another day where the shot might suit my eye a little bit more, in a better pin position to miss the green in all sorts of spots, I'd probably take driver and have a go.
When you are laying up, how important is it to give yourself a good yardage that you like and a good angle?
Yeah, that's very, very important. Today, 70, 80 yards would be a good number. Anything closer, downwind, you're not going to get enough spin on the ball and control to get anywhere near this front pin. So yeah, you definitely want to make sure you've got 70, 80, 90 yards to this pin today.
Great stuff. Good chance for birdie or even an eagle if you're aggressive, but you've got to be straight because there is a bogey lurking on this short par 4.
Parry has opted for the layup on this short par 4. Pin more accessible today, middle to back right. And these are the holes with the wedges in hand. You've got to try and capitalise, make birdie. That's a great shot in there from Parry. Sets up another chance, little left to right on that one.
Hawksby has played all 7 events prior to this, but he's only made 3 cuts until now, so he's got ground to make up and he's given himself a chance to do it today.
Just coming in from slightly different angle there, and you can see much tougher coming across the shoulder. Got a very firm bounce. Stayed on the green, but that's going to be a long birdie putt. Sloman at 5, second shot. Iron from the tee into good position. Looks like he's leaked this one. Actually not leaked it, just didn't get the strike on it. He's managed to find the front of the surface though.
Goddard has found the left-hand rough here off the tee on the 5th. It's a bit of a downslope, it's lying nicely, but that's going to make it want to come out lower. And this is downwind as well. With that pin where it is there right at the front, he's going to do really well to control it around the flagstick. The longer it goes past it, the quicker the putt, or even the chip if he goes long of the green, will be coming back down that slope.
Yeah, all pars so far for Goddard. Keep doing that all day. Might be enough to win.
Yeah, you just never know. Here's the shot coming out low, as Kit said, and also with the wind knocking the ball down. He was expecting a bit more on that one. Just coming up short. Laurie from the fairway.
Yeah, despite the wind, Laurie is the only player in the last couple of 3 balls over par for his round so far.
Yeah, slightly surprising. Good shot there, just a couple of yards long. And a good opportunity. Now Hawksby, we saw his approach, got a very firm bounce across the side of the green. Long birdie attempt, he's giving it a go. Oh, bouncing in off the back of the cup.
Well, he's clearly found the key to this hole, birdied it in every round, and he's already got back both of the shots that he dropped at the 3rd.
Yeah, real bonus there. Now Goddard. Straightforward little chip and run. Played it nicely. You can see the technique, just keeping everything very still. Letting the arms flow through, collect the ball on the way through. Good technique. Now Sloman wasn't happy with the approach, but it found the putting surface. This for a birdie 3. And another good effort. Just burning the left side of the hole.
Now Laurie looking for something to get himself up and running here after a couple of early setbacks. Could this be it?
Yeah, he could do with this one. A little left to right down the hill. There's another good stroke, but they're just not quite dropping at the moment. Got to stay patient on a day like this. Easy to get frustrated, and it will do you no favours. These are testing putts in these conditions. Goddard for par. And I think he knew that was always just on the left side.
So his first move of the day is in the wrong direction.
Parry now, superb approach. Spinning back to here, just about 8 feet, little left to right. Yeah, super putt.
Looking for his 2nd win of the season. And he'll be too clear if Sloman was to miss this one.
Yeah, just about 2.5 feet. Got to give it your full attention, which he does.
So 34-year-old John Parry off to a very useful start. Winner at Cumberwell Park, leader here at 8 under. Sloman one behind, and now the only player within 3 of the lead. Jeff Wright's charge has stalled with back-to-back bogeys to close out a front 9 of 36. Now 24-year-old Tom Sloman has reached the 6th, and after hitting this tee shot, he's had a word with Kit.
Tom, how pleased are you by the start you've made today?
Not in it great, but I think it's hard to out here. But yeah, just plodding along. Don't think pars are going to be that destructive out here, so you know, yeah, it's not bad.
You say not hitting it great, but you're keeping it in front of you, you're making those pars. How important is it on a day like today just to do that?
Yeah, very important. Try and pick up the birdies when you can. Yeah. Obviously, yeah, even the downwind holes are hard out here, so it's just putting's the hardest bit.
Yeah, how difficult does it make, especially those short ones as well? You're still over them. Nothing's easy, is it? There are no gimmies today.
Get a 3-footer, you get the EBGBs over it, but
and like you say, a little bit of a run of downwind holes now, and a par 5 coming up after this one as well. So is this more of an opportunity to maybe get birdie on the card?
Yeah, try and get birdie, but if it doesn't just stay patient.
We talked last week, Scott, about John Parry being a former European Tour winner. He's also got some major pedigree, played in a couple of US Opens and actually made the cut in both, and had a top 30 finish in 2013 at Merion, the one that Justin Rose won. So he knows all about this kind of golf where par is your friend.
Yeah, absolutely. John will know the deal. Very experienced, as we keep saying. Good approach there. A little unlucky to bounce through. Laurie, second shot on the short sixth, out of position though. Coming from the bunker as well. He's made a great job of that. Very tricky. Just relentless, this wind really is. And Sloman from the fairway, decent angle. Again, these holes downwind, not easy, but you've got to try and make your birdies.
Well, he's no stranger to being in contention. He's already been a runner-up twice on the EuroPro this season, behind Parry at Cumberwell Park and behind Joe Dean at Vale.
Yeah, just got to keep putting himself in there with opportunities. And just a iron in hand here. Fantastic shot. Superb control.
Laurie missed his chance for birdie at the previous hole. Can he do it this time?
Left to right on this one, just got to keep it there. Another good effort. Just very, very hard with this breeze, as we keep saying. You can hit a perfect putt on line, it can just get blown at the last minute.
Doherty birdied the second, 2 shots gone since.
Yeah, very well judged bunker shot there. Long distance now, Parry. The approach bounded through, just on the downslope. Got to keep his weight on his left side here. Play the shot down the slope. Yeah, he's played that beautifully. Go on then. That was tracking bang on line. Great technique here.
How on earth does someone cover the first 7 holes in 3 under on a day like this, on any course?
Yeah, it's remarkable scoring. Hats off to these guys. A lot of talent, as we know.
I think it will be hats off in this one, Scott.
Well, it could be. Anything could happen. Sloman now. Birdie attempt. Just sliding by again. Hawksby, after that tremendous iron shot into this par 5, has this for eagle.
Well, he just loves this stretch in the middle of the front 9, holes 5, 6 and 7. So he's played them in a total of 8 under par for 9 holes of golf over the 3 rounds. Incredible going.
Yeah, absolutely not happy there though. That was a great opportunity missed. Now Doherty from the front trap, got it out to here. A little bit longer than it looks, just about 6 feet, little left to right on it. Yeah, well done, grabs the right edge.
Roller coaster start for him today, but it gets him back to level par for the day. Goddard could do with this going in. He's 4 behind now.
Yeah, got to stay in the hunt. Good stroke, well done.
Parry's fine start then sees him into a 2-stroke lead over Sloman. Hawksby has also played some wonderful stuff with 4 birdies in the first 7. He's joined on 6 under by Goddard. Jack South 2 under for his day and in line for a good finish. Let's hear from the Director of Golf at East Sussex National, Steve Graham.
We couldn't schedule it in 2019. Last event was in 2018, and obviously, as everyone knows, COVID last year. But we're delighted to have everyone back this year.
Well, the players have given this course some good reports over the years as well. Why do you think that is?
Well, for me, it's the best course in Sussex, and it's a true championship challenge. It's remained unchanged for 30 years, and obviously with the conditions we've got at the moment, with the wind, it's proving a challenge that it always has done.
OK, well there must be quite a buzz around some of the members and some of the staff here at this club as well, the week leading up to EuroPro.
Yeah, absolutely. It's on the calendar, and everyone looks forward to it. And I have to say, a special tribute to our greenkeepers who have performed miracles, really. I was uncertain as to what we could provide because of the poor winter and the cold spring, but they've come up trumps as they always do.
Okay, and what about the future between East Sussex National and the EuroPro as well?
Well, we hope that we can continue working with the EuroPro. We're delighted to have such talented players come in here, and as it's proven at the moment, some of these players are actually going on to play at the top level. We've got some potential changes coming to the club, improvements to our driving range and our facilities, and hopefully with years to come they can enjoy that and the developments to come.
The front runners are heading towards the turn in the final round of the PDC Championship. More from East Sussex National next. It's the final round of the PDC Championship at East Sussex National, where John Parry's quest for a second EuroPro Tour win of the season sees him out in front by 2 shots. Here's a reminder of where we left things. Parry is scarcely believable 3 under through the first 7 in really tough conditions. Sloman just behind him, and Jack Hawksby bouncing back so well after his double bogey at the 3rd. He's 3 under since then.
Laurie now, second shot to the par 5 7th, looking to get something going. Couple over for the day. Trying to get at least 1 back here on this par 5. Oh, decent shot, he's found the surface. Chance for eagle.
Big drive from Sloman here on the 7th. It's a par 5 and it's downwind. He's got 247 yards left to the pin, and it's tucked over on the left-hand side. You can probably see it just past that tree on the left. The thing to remember here, this green, it's very shallow. To hit it and keep it on it is really tricky, and the last thing you want to do is short side yourself. There's a big bunker short left as well. Anything just right of the pin and on the putting surface here is a brilliant result.
Yeah, well guarded this green. Bunkers left and right. We saw the bank at the back where Parry was, quite awkward. Looking to send this down the throat. Pitch it somewhere near the front. Try and get it to hold that green. Well, we have the line. It's just come up half a club short.
I love hitting you with these things, putting you under pressure, Scott. So we said East Sussex National was venue for the European Open twice in the 90s. Can you remember either or both of the winners? I can tell you, neither of them ever won a major, but they were both Ryder Cup players.
Okay, I'm going to go with Paul Broadhurst.
No. One of them is no longer with us, sadly.
Gordon Brown Jr.?
Gordon Brown Jr. won it by 7 shots in 93, and the following year was an English player. Played in a couple of Ryder Cups, actually.
Peter Baker?
David Guilford.
Oh, Guilford. What a shot there. Doherty. Almost an ace. Fantastic tee shot. Sets up another birdie.
Parry's ball just trickled down a slope and off onto the apron of the green. He'll certainly be putting it from here, but it will be slow because he's going straight back up that slope, and it's into the breeze as well. A little bit of drizzle coming down, so wet surfaces also to contend with. Anything carrying a bit too much pace as it gets to the hole, though, it just drops off after it, so it could easily go 4 or 5 feet past.
Hawksby, first to go. He's missed the green. Not going to be able to putt this one, though. Up the slope. Played that very, very well.
Won't be a 4th straight birdie then, but from there he'll be very happy with this 3.
Now Goddard through the back of the 7th, like Parry was, a bit higher up the bank. Lower shot, just trying to get it to skip on. Just died on the first bounce, unfortunately for him.
Tied 4th at Harleyford in the opening week. Just 2 shots out of the playoff. That's still his best so far. Could Parry add yet another birdie and go 3 clear?
Yeah, well, he would have seen the chip shot, how it ran up the green. Give him a little bit of idea. And that one with work to be done for the par. Sloman now, we saw him come up short on the par 5, putting from the fringe. Giving it a good wrap. Downwind though, got to be careful. Too bad, 5, maybe 6 feet for birdie.
Yeah, if he makes that, it might put him into a tie for the lead, given Parry still has a bit of work to do. So now it's Laurie's eagle attempt, and this is a much more realistic chance.
Yeah, he needs something here. This will be a bonus, obviously. Listen to that breeze. Well, he had that putt on line. Just a foot short.
So he'll make his first birdie. Doherty just trying to keep up here.
Such a shame. That was a wonderful tee shot.
Best for him so far, tied 31st at Vale.
Goddard now from the back of the green down to here. This for birdie. Just looking for it to move in. Perhaps just being held out by the breeze there. Disappointing. All the guys looking for an easy pickup on these par 5s today.
Parry still not dropped a shot, which is a commendable effort on a day like this. This to maintain that fact.
And he does, just grabs the side. But it's in the bottom of the cup, that's what counts. He moves to the next.
Big moment this for Sloman. This could get him back to only 1 behind.
Yeah, be looking for this one for sure. Well done. Very good up and down with the putter from the fringe. Good work, Tom.
Parry's lead trimmed then, but a really strong showing from him so far. Hawksby also finding much momentum and just 3 shots back. Chris Lloyd is putting in a good finish as he looks to improve on tied 9th at Doynton Grove, his best result so far. Sean Laurie feeling a bit better then after finally getting a birdie, and he's been to visit a local indoor facility.
So we're here at King's Studio in East Grinstead. Kit, what exactly are we here for though?
Well, this is absolutely spectacular. I mean, we've got 7 simulator bays around us. There's a VIP room. There's a top teaching bay as well. You've got pool tables, a bar, meeting rooms. It's an incredible facility, and we're going to put it to the test.
Right, so we're going to have a little competition today, so it's time to go and meet the players. So I'm here with 2 EuroPro Tour professionals, Sean Laurie and David Langley. How are you guys?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good,
thank you.
Firstly, first impressions of this place?
Incredible. What a facility. There's not a lot of places like this, so it's amazing, yeah.
You seem quite nervous. You've got competition about to start. You're going to be taking on former EuroPro Tour player in Jack Colgate and our very own Kit Alexander. How do you fancy your chances?
A couple of has-beens, so we'll do it.
The tension is high and it's competition time. My partner, Jack Colgate, has the honour. Once he knocks this in the hole, I'm not going to need to hit any shots and I can just watch these boys suffer. So Jack, go and show them what we've got.
It's looking good. Oh, look at that. Solid opener.
It's good having a decent partner, isn't it? Oh, you've ruined it for everyone. Now it's on to the second at the Wentworth where we're going to get some revenge. Oh, he's called it straight after impact. It needs to fade. Get in the hole. Nah, it's not. And it's short.
Arrows.
Well, good job my partner's turned up. Ooh, I'm a little worried.
Come on. Oh.
Right, the third and final hole. It's the 16th at the iconic Golf National in Paris, a Ryder Cup venue. Now for the greatest ever match that it has seen. Take it away, Jack.
Oh, that could be
Get a little
really
kick
good.
to the right.
Oh, it's firm up.
Oh, yeah. Go on, Breeze. Outfield, feed in off of the slopes as well. Hello. Come back, come in.
Oh, look at this.
What a way to finish.
Contributed eventually.
Well, final shot, knocks it in closest. That is a 2-1 victory, and rightly so, to our PGA EuroPro Tour pros. David Langley, Sean Laurie, congratulations.
Thank you, Kit.
So many players then, still very much in contention in this final round. More from East Sussex National in a moment. Welcome back to East Sussex National, one of the best known courses in England, and this week's stop on the 2021 PGA EuroPro Tour. John Parry is having a great day here, 3 under for his round, and at 9 under he leads. After his tee shot at the 9th, he spoke to Kit.
John, 3 birdies in the first 8 holes. How good is that in these conditions?
Yeah, it's it wasn't what I was expecting, to be honest. It's hard to sort of predict how it's going to play. Obviously it's been similar-ish the first 2 days, but obviously it's a little bit stronger today, so it's just a bit of a grind at the minute.
What have you been able to do to set up those chances and to keep the blemishes off the car?
I think I've drove it well. I might have missed the odd fairway, but I've drove it well and they've hit pretty much every green, so it's almost like there's a couple of chances if you hit a good wedge shot. And that's pretty much what I've done really, just kept it in play and kept it pretty simple.
Well, it's working so far, keep it going. Thanks, John.
Cheers.
And this is a reminder of where we're picking it up from. Parry going so well, 9 under par. Tom Sloman just 1 behind. And then 3 players on 6 under, including Sean Lowry, who's hoping that that birdie at the 7th will be a bit of a turning point after a difficult start for him. He's alongside Jack Hawksby and Harry Goddard. And here is Hawksby Scott at the 9th.
Yeah, this difficult 9th. Almost 470 yards back into this really strong breeze today. So a tough hole to close out the front 9. And he's made it look pretty easy. That's a fantastic iron shot.
Yeah, it actually played as the hardest hole on the course over the first 2 days.
Parry now, another good drive from the fairway. Not sure if he's leaked this one a little bit. He has indeed, down the right side. A couple of bunkers down there. See the swing of Parry. Very classic swing.
Now the final group have arrived at the shortest hole on the course.
Yeah, 151 yards. Strong crosswind today. Players working hard to hold it on line. That one probably just drifted off to the right.
Sean Lowry has won the Scottish Par 3 Championship in the past, and here he is playing a Par 3.
Just driving that one in, you can see. Trying to take the spin off it. Fantastic effort. Shots like that is why he's won the Par 3.
Goddard has played every event so far, only missed 2 cuts.
Nice rhythm on that. Short iron, asking for it to sit. Just drifting on the wind a little bit.
You've been talking to some of the players who've been out there, Scott, and they were saying to you, it's a 4 club wind.
Yeah, quite remarkable. And trying to judge the gusts on top of that. Very, very difficult. Now Parry just missed this 9th green down to the right. Missed the bunkers. But a difficult lob shot. And he's going to have that for par on this 9th hole. An exceptional start to his round. Sloman did miss the green by quite some margin. And a tricky one there from the long grass. Oh! Well, lucky and unlucky, you would say. That was an absolute exocet across the green. Fortunate to hit the pin.
As I was saying, the 9th has been the hardest hole on the course over the first 2 rounds. Is it going to cost Parry his first backward move of the day?
Yeah, it has. But it's no disgrace. That's still a phenomenal front 9 in these conditions.
Out in 34.
Yeah, superb work. Now Goddard, pin high, just drifted a bit as we said in the strong cross breeze. Up the hill now for birdie 2.
Well, that's 2 birdies in the last 3 holes for him, and just like that, he's suddenly back to only a stroke behind.
Yeah, that's a huge bonus, holding putts like that today. But he'll take it. Now Sloman missed the green in the long grass. Came out like a rocket. Got stopped by the pin to here. 10 foot for par. Now a little bit tentative. That'll be a disappointing drop on this short par 3. But none of the holes are easy, as we keep saying.
So a lot of movement going on here, and all of a sudden Laurie could get back to only one behind as well.
That was a very good stroke. He has missed some putts that have all looked like going in so far on this front 9. But he's still in the hunt.
Hawksby then with an outside chance to be out in a very eventful 33.
Yeah, what a birdie this would be to make on this hole today. No, a little bit of a misread. And some work to be done for the par.
As you say, Scott, Parry won't be too despondent with his first drop shot. Still out in front and still playing very nicely.
That is the very grassy lie of John Parry's ball down the right-hand side of the 10th fairway. It's a par 5, but I think he'll be laying up from here. It's 256 yards to cover the water in front of the green, albeit playing about 20 yards downhill. But into the breeze from that lie, there's no value in taking it on. He's an excellent wedge player. All he needs to do now, get it down into a position that he likes on the flat of the fairway and trust that wedge game to make a 4 the old-fashioned way.
Laurie now on the 9th. Wind as strong as ever. Drilling this approach. Just looking to find the putting surface here on the 9th would be a fantastic shot. And that's exactly what he's done.
You must have played with his uncle Paul a few times, Scott.
Yeah, played with Chippy. Great guy. Lovely guy to play with. Very professional. Goddard there just coming up a little short on the 9th hole, catching one of those front bunkers.
Now, here is that shot for Parry that Kit was telling us about.
Yeah, John will just be looking to drive this down, leave himself his favourite number, around about 100 yards, I would imagine.
If he wins today, Scott, he's got to celebrate by buying himself one of those push trolleys. So much easier when you're getting your way around the course than that one he's pulling along.
Yeah, one of those remote control ones, possibly. Now Hawksby, from the perfect position here on this par 5, going for it with the driving iron. Looking for it to go. Having a good old laugh about these conditions. And there it is, front of the green. Fantastic shot.
Yeah, he's gone one better than getting a push trolley. He's brought a caddy with him.
Yeah, that's what we always like, having the caddy. Now Sloman, out of position, couldn't reach this 9th in 2. Stay there. Quite a slope in front of this pin. He's going to have work to do to make his par.
Back to Parry at the 10th. It's the shortest of the par 5s, but actually over the first 2 rounds it played the hardest.
Yeah, playing into the wind off the left. Making it long. Parry with another good wedge shot there. He will be slightly disappointed with that one though. Spinning away from the flag. 15 foot or so for birdie left. Goddard, front right trap here on 9. Lofting it up. Come on, get up the slope. Decent chance to save par though.
Now, I said that 10 was the hardest hole on the course over rounds 1 and 2. Not for Hawksby, he birdied it in both of them, and a chance to go even better today.
Yeah, 2 great hits to find the surface. Long range putt. I could hear him say,
Hey, yes, please.
He hit that almost as hard as he could. Always disappointing when you leave an eagle chance short. Laurie, 2 good shots into this 9th. Trailing by 2. Looking to make another one here to get that back. And he does. Immense birdie on the 9th.
He's had a 2nd place finish already this season in his homeland at Montrose. 3 behind Will Enifer there.
Sloman now. Big putt here. Just about 10, 11 feet up the slope. Got to be positive with it. Got to be firm. And he's not. And that is back-to-back bogeys to close out the front 9 for Sloman,
which he has covered in 37.
Now Goddard should have learnt off Sloman's putt there. From the bunker to here, this for par. Yeah, very well done.
Yeah, nice save. Anything under par for the front 9 is really good going today, and he's managed that. 35 to the turn.
Parry now. Birdie attempt. No, always left that one. He knew it. Perhaps not his best stroke of the day, but nothing lost.
This man really breathing down his neck. Jack Hawksby, this for his 5th birdie of the day. Certainly no question about who's got the most momentum behind him at the moment. And all that leaves Hawksby now only 1 behind Parry, who's had his par on 10. Laurie now back to level for the day, but Sloman's round is just drifting away from him a bit as he turns for home.
Laurie now. Great drive down the 10th. This par 5. Oh, he's leaked that one right. You'd be hoping that was just going to grab a piece of the fairway, but it hasn't. Opting not to go for it today.
Jack, the back 9 starts with a par 5. What's the decision off the tee for the players here?
Yeah, 10 fairway, Sussex National, 510 yards, par 5. Very big hole and big tee shot in the players' mind and their round. It's a must-hit fairway to have a go at this green, and yeah, very big risk-reward hole.
Once you do go for it though, if we just scoot around, you can see it's a narrow fairway all downhill. You can run it a fairway down, but that is the green down there. It's an intimidating second shot, isn't it? But worth taking it on if you're on the short stuff.
Yeah, if you're on the short stuff and get your tee shot away on this hole, you can really give yourself a good chance of making an eagle. But hit it in a semi-rough, you've got a hazard short. Long of the green isn't great either, being back to front sloping green. So yeah, you'll be forced to lay up if you miss this fairway.
Plenty of wind as well, obviously it's into today. It looks like it'll be the same way in the final round as well. How does that affect the decision making?
Be all down to the number you have into the green, and obviously being on the short stuff. If you can't definitely fly your golf ball into the middle of the screen, you're probably not going to take it on, otherwise you'll just end up in the hazard.
There we go, risk reward par 5, chance for an eagle, but how many of our players will take it on in today's final round?
Well, Sloman didn't take it on, and he's laid up just into the edge of the rough, which is not ideal, but it's a good angle in. Get it all the way back to this pin if you can. No, and that one's come out a little soft on him.
We talked about his 2 runner-up finishes, Sloman, but they were after final rounds of 67 at Camberwell Park and 66 at Vale, so he's been well able to produce when he's been in contention.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see that one from Goddard. Pitched almost pin high, but look at it all the way back there with Sloman's ball and beyond. Incredible, the wind just pushing that back. As we go up and take a look at the 11th hole here, 397-yard par 4, playing directly into the breeze today. 250 to get past all of these fairway bunkers and rough bunkers. There are loads of them. Then it opens up wide, shot into this green, very narrow at the front, sloping round. Options for pin positions here to make it very tough up on that back shelf.
Parry, of course, is a former Walker Cup player. He was on the team in 2007. Very strong team. Rory McIlroy, former Masters champion Danny Willett. They only lost to an even stronger American team by 1 point at Royal County Down.
Yeah, lots of experience in the amateur game as well as the pro game. Missing the green there on 11, just drifting it right towards that cavernous bunker. As we see Hawksby, ball below the feet. Just looking to move it in low from left to right. And again, so difficult to judge.
What a run he's been on. 4 birdies in the last 6, but he'll have his work cut out for another one there as we go back to Laurie.
Yeah, different look at this shot into 10. Again, trying to drive the wedge in and get it back there, but not succeeding. Very disappointing from that yardage.
Slice of good fortune for Parry here. He's not gone back into the bunker and it's lying really nicely. He should be able to slide the club head underneath the ball, which is what he needs to do, because as you can see, this is a really steep slope that he's coming up, and then he's probably got about 6 paces of green, and that wind, it's hard off the right. So the more loft he puts on it, the more he's going to have to take that into account.
Yeah, normally missing a green, we would love to be in a bunker, but actually on this occasion I think Parry's in a better spot than if he were in the trap. He's just not quite got the strike on that one.
4 top 10s already this season, including his win at Camberwell Park.
You could see just a little puff of sand there come up. Ball just came off a little soft for him, hence coming up short. Now Goddard at 10. Approach shot spun back all the way there. That was her birdie attempt. And still 2.5, 3 feet for par.
So a chance for Hawksby here to leap into a tie for the lead, but this would take some doing.
Yeah, happy to 2-putt from this range, especially on a day like this. Yeah, very good, as his playing partners have agreed.
Sloman really is a very capable player. He actually had a top 10 on the Challenge Tour a few seasons ago.
Yeah, and he should have learnt from Goddard's putt, which he did. Gave that one enough pace to stay on line. Smiles all round, back of the cup. Now Parry, just to keep a bit of momentum here with this par save. Now it's another one, missing on the left. Got to be careful. Still got work there for the bogey.
Yeah, so now it's a 5-way tie for the lead, including this 28-year-old from Scotland.
Good attempt. Following Sloman then. Trying to follow him in. Just a par.
Parry now to keep a share of that lead.
Yeah, all putts are important, but this one very much so at this stage. Yeah, well done. Not an easy hole today, but it'll still be disappointment to drop one there.
So having fallen 4 behind at one stage, Sean Lowry is now back where he started the day, tied for the lead, but he's now sharing it with 4 other players and nobody really coming from behind to challenge that quintet. So it's wide open then as the title contenders move towards the closing stretch in the PDC Championship. Welcome back to the final round of the midway event on the 2021 PGA EuroPro Tour, the PDC Championship at East Sussex National. And as the final threesome board the 12th tee, news of more changes. Hawksby, Parry, Lowry and Sloman have all ticked off one more hole in par, but a bogey on the 11th for Harry Goddard sees him drop out of that big tie, while Jack Doherty's birdie at 12 means he isn't quite out of this just yet. Final group have made it to 12, as we said. Scott, tell us all about it.
Yeah, 386 yards, slightly down the hill, quite a wide fairway and semi-rough on the left, as you can see. A couple of bunkers on the right, starting at about 255. Players got to be careful today. Strong crosswind from left to right. Find the fairway down there around about 270, and you're only looking at about 110 yards into this green, over this big tree that's hanging on the left, and also a tree overhanging on the right edge of the green. Sloman opting for the long iron, just to drive it down, keep it below the wind, get it into position, but it's gone. It's leaking right on this breeze. And that could be quite nasty down there.
Yeah, he's been a bit up and down all day, really. Not really got his round under control at any stage. But of course, in these conditions, very hard to do that. Sean Lowry's got things under control a little bit more now.
Yeah, and he's opting for the driver here. Going with a club he feels he can control in this left to right breeze. Yeah, very good swing there. Picking the tee up quickly, always a good sign.
Mentioned his second place at Montrose Links. Gave it a really good go, even with a bogey at the last. He was round in 66, but Will Enifer was just so solid that day. He had 66 himself and won comfortably. No drop shots for Enifer, so really didn't open the door for Laurie.
Goddard with the long iron. Fairway finder in this cross breeze, well done. If we take a look at the par 3 13th, 197 yards. Playing a lot longer than that today for the players. Wind coming straight at the guys, perhaps a fraction off the right. You can see 3 big bunkers on the left to gather anything that goes on the breeze. Long and right is not the place to miss it on this hole today.
Hawksby then looking for a win in his first season and tied for the lead, 6 from home.
Yeah, looking for a strong finish, all of these guys. Iron shots like that will do the trick. Now Parry, what can he do? Just to get back to some of that form he had in the opening 8 holes. Looks to be very good. Down the banner. And there you go, wonderful iron shot. Not sure we'll see a better one than that today.
Parry comes from Harrogate. So many good Yorkshire golfers over the years. Danny Willett, Matt Fitzpatrick. Howard Clark, of course, from Leeds back in the day.
Yeah, good breeding ground. As we see Sloman hacking out of the thick rough there. Not able to get it to the green. He's actually got it in a pretty decent spot there. Still going to be a tricky up and down for par, though.
Jack, how important was it to bounce back from that early double bogey with those 3 birdies on the bounce not long after?
Yeah, fairly important, I'd say. It's just got to keep going, really. I knew that there's going to be mistakes out there, so I didn't let myself get flustered. I just kind of stuck to my game plan, stuck my head down and just tried carrying on, really. And luckily I hold some good putts on the way in, so yeah, it's going all right.
Very difficult conditions, obviously. Has it kind of been a constant wind, or has it been up and down and shifting around a little bit?
I would say it's a fairly constant wind, but then there's a couple of gusts out there that are like knocking you all over the place. It's like I'd say holes 8 and 9 stretch on the greens. It was difficult with the gusts and the strong winds. So, but I'd say it's fairly constant wind, yeah.
And how helpful is it to have the caddy on the bag today?
Oh, brilliant! He's brilliant. He's helped me out massively, Rob. Just the reassurance of yardages, really, and just both of us agreeing on a club, and then I can just commit to the shot that I see. So it's it's been massive help, yeah.
Lovely stuff. Keep it going.
Cheers.
Thank you.
We're talking about gusts there, Scott. I mean, is there anything you can do to allow for them, or do you just take your chances and accept it's a bit of a lottery on a gusty day?
Yeah, I think that is it. It is a lottery. You've got to pick what you think is your number and commit to that. And if you happen to get caught out with a gust, it's not your fault, and that's where mistakes happen on days like this. As we see Goddard from the fairway, just a simple shot in, lots of spin again with the wind, and coming back off the green. Now Laurie, who bombed his drive down 12, actually got close to this tree on the left side, having to now play a long chip and run. I'm sure he's played many of these in his time.
I was going to say, that's the shot of a man who knows his way around a links course.
Yeah, proper link shot there, and he's played it very well. I always found with those shots, I was quite good playing them off the fairway, but not out of the semi-rough. He's made a great job of that one.
So this for Hawksby to lead on his own.
Yeah, remarkable. Come on. Come on. No, just over-borrowing slightly. Very careful to avoid the other players' lines there. Very professional, very courteous. Now Sloman, we saw him hack out of the long grass here, short left. Opting for the little bump and run. Come on. Oh, that just needed another yard. And I think that would have made its way down close to the hole. And Goddard, who we saw hit the green, spun all the way back off. Taking the pin out. He must fancy this one, Michael.
Doesn't fancy it so much now.
No, a little bit of frustration. setting in. Easy to happen on a day like this.
It's been around a while, Jack Doherty. He won at Faithleg, down in the very south of Ireland, as far back as 2009 on this tour.
Beautiful stroke there. Yeah, I'm a fan of Jack and his game. Played with him a few times. Now co-leader Laurie, after that linksy chip and run. This for a birdie. Outside chance. And it was a good chance. He gave that a great run at the hole.
They're all just looking for that spark, aren't they, to grab the lead all for themselves and take a degree of control in this tournament. Will Parry do it here?
Yeah, it's been a topsy-turvy one. Come on, John. Oh, I feel for him. Great approach. He really needed that one to get back some positive momentum.
I have a feeling he could be regretting that one for much of this evening if he doesn't win today.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity. Now Sloman, all sorts of problems on this hole. And he knew that wasn't going in from the start. That's another drop shot, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's his fourth bogey of the day right there. And so the five who shared the lead now down to 3. And do keep an eye on Matthew Nixon of Sandyway Golf Club, quietly working away with 6 pars in a row. If he could put in a strong finish, then you never know where it might lead him.
Then we'll take a look at this 15th hole. The inward stretch for the guys, 473 yards. Not playing quite so long today. Wind will be helping the players off the right. Just got to avoid the bunkers down the left side at 285. Then it opens up into a very inviting approach shot. Anything short will probably be picked up by one of these traps. But realistically, a good tee shot, and it's a chance for birdie.
Yeah, 15 is the longest of the par 4s.
Hawksby sending one. Bombing it down there. Beautiful tee shot. Opening up the hole.
7 previous events this season. Parry's played in them all. He's made the cut in 6 of them, and of those 6, nothing worse than 24th place at Vale. Magnificent consistency.
Yeah, he's a man to watch for me this year. He's got all the skills. Decent tee shot on 15 as well.
It's noticeable about the EuroPro this season. We're seeing a lot of the same players doing well week after week and featuring in the final round consistently, which is so hard to do when you consider only about a third of the field gets to play the final round each week.
Yeah, that's very true. As we see Laurie. Approach shot into the par 5.
We mentioned Sloman's 2nd place on the Challenge Tour earlier. He also had a 2nd on the MENA Tour last year and a 3rd.
Yeah, wide range of experiences for Sloman. Stand him in good stead. And that's his 2nd shot to this par 5. Finding the putting surface. But not going to be an easy putt. It will be for eagle though.
It's the longest hole on the course, this 14th, although it played the easiest of the par 5s over the first 2 days.
Goddard with his approach, not finding the surface. Now Parry at 15 after that solid tee shot. Looking to fire one in close, but hands off the club. Doesn't like it. It doesn't always mean it's not good.
Only one hand on the club at the end, Scott, but he could have one hand on a Challenge Tour card by the end of the day, and that would be a really important step back to where John Parry knows he should really be in this game.
Yeah, 100%. He's got a plan. He knows what he's doing. Goddard. Beautiful lob shot there. The full length of the green. Giving himself a birdie chance.
Talked earlier about Laurie's recent 2nd place finish. It wasn't his first time being runner-up on this tour, also in Ireland 4 years ago, just a shot behind Sam Robertshaw.
Awkward bunker shot there, looking for that one to shoot on a little bit. Didn't quite happen for him. But again, he's given himself a birdie chance. Now Hawksby, after that huge drive down 15, definitely a birdie opportunity here. You're looking to get this one in tight. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that double bogey he had early on in the day at the third is the only over par hole he's had all day still. Now what about this? This could be the biggest moment of the whole tournament if Sloman could somehow knock this one in.
Yeah, sometimes it's a moment like this that changes everything. He gave it a good run, that's for sure. That was a very, very difficult putt. Doherty on 15. Short of the green, opting for the putter, keeping it along the ground. Wind helping this one, and that's a fantastic effort. Oh, turned around the back door, almost went in.
I think we might have had to institute a EuroPro Tour Putt of the Season Awards just for that, if he had made it. Now this is for Laurie to lead on his own. What a move this would be.
Was always left. Little bit of a misread there. And when you think back how many times he's burnt this hole today. Playing some solid golf. Just needs to convert a few more and he could get his hands on the trophy.
I think it was David Duval who said when he was one of the best players in the world, it's just a big putting contest every week, and wouldn't quite go that far, but it's so often the decisive thing in a final round.
Certainly is, as we see Parry with a roller coaster. That would have looked good from his angle there.
Sort of feel the birdies are really drying up all round now, Scott. Every one of them is so valuable, and Goddard's got a great chance here.
Yeah, he has. That's a great up and down for birdie. Keeping himself in amongst it. Sloman. The eagle putt was a very, very good attempt from where he was. It's 4-footer for birdie now. Yeah, good stuff. A few chances coming in now. The wind helping the guys on the final few holes, predominantly.
A chance here for Hawksby. Not quite. He's only had one top 10 so far, tied 8th in Worcestershire. Surely going to do better than that today, you would think.
Yeah, barring a horrendous finish. As he taps that one in for par. Not getting any easier out here for the guys. And these putts are certainly not getting any easier. Parry for par. Yeah, very solid. Good two-putt in the end.
All of which means we're back once again to a 5-way tie for the lead. Goddard and Sloman, the only players among that group to take advantage of the last of the par 5s by birdieing 14.
Goddard out with driver on 15. Very tall man. Possibly even harder for him in this wind. Just leaked that one a tiny bit. Edge of the fairway. Sloman also out with driver.
Those two second places were his only times in the top 10 this season. He's not happy with that one, Scott.
No, I think he said something like, can I hit it any worse? But he's got away with it. It's not in a bad spot at all.
So we've got these 5, Scott, at -7. Do you reckon if you offered any of them the chance to just go to the clubhouse now on that score, would they accept it and take their chances?
Don't think they would. No, I don't think they would. I think they'll know they probably need to sneak one more in the closing holes to get to the number.
Let's get some more from Jack Colgate then, with Kit on 16.
Jack, this 16th, it's an absolute beauty of a par 3, but I'm guessing it's a lot tougher when you're stood on this tee with a club in your hand.
Yeah, this one is a beauty until you get a club in your hand and realise you've got 20-mile-an-hour wind straight into your face over the water to a green that's not very deep. It's probably about 20 yards you've got to land it in, so you better get your number right on this tee shot.
What kind of club are you looking at here? Obviously the wind is going to play its part, but we've got about 180 yards to the front, so you're going to have a fair bit of timber, aren't you?
You sure are, yeah. You're looking at probably around 190 to the flag today, and I'm going to say that that's playing at least 210 yards. And you need to make sure you fly your ball that far, because there obviously is a big hazard there just short of the green.
Obviously it's a relatively small putting surface as well. Short is absolutely dead. Are there any places you can miss it? Those bunkers at the back look a little bit inviting. You're always going to take a bit more club, aren't you?
You are, yeah. On a day like today though, back into the wind, then bunkers are not ideal. To a green that's going to run from back to front, and a downwind bunker shot, it's not going to give you a great chance of getting up and down.
And obviously if you go left as well, quite a steep slope, not an easy chip from there.
No, not at all. This really is one of them holes that's a par 3 where you just want to dunk your ball in the middle of the green and get out there with your free.
Jack, excellently described. There you go, late on in the round, 16th hole here. Take your 3 and run to the 17th tee.
Yeah, the wind pumping into the guys' faces here. Club selection, ball flight, so important. Oh, and there's the back bunkers we were talking about. That is going to be a treacherous shot.
Got a long pedigree in the game, Jack Doherty. Twice been a runner-up on the Challenge Tour. 16 is the last of the par 3s, and over the previous rounds, it's been the hardest.
As we see Hawksby gripping down on that one, very smooth swing, keeping it under the breeze. Yeah, that's a super shot. That's all that's required today.
You reckoned none of these players, Scott, would take 7 under and go to the clubhouse. I reckon 8 under, they'd perhaps be a bit more tempted.
Yeah, I think so. I think the closing 2 holes, a chance to yield a birdie. Just got to get through this one. This is the toughest shot coming in, possibly.
Oh, I think he's in the reeds there.
Well, that's an error from Parry.
Laurie will be playing his approach shot first here on the 15th. That could be an opportunity to garner some advantage over his playing partners. It is so tight at the top. He's got about 168 yards uphill, probably playing about half a club more. But as you can see, that wind pretty strongly helping and off the right. This little bit of the course actually a touch more sheltered. Once that ball gets up into the sky though, there's probably another 10 or 15 miles per hour of wind there. Will he be able to judge it correctly?
Well, having played 14 holes so far, should have a good feel for the wind and what it's doing. How much it's going to affect it, yardage-wise. Throws that one high, letting it work in from right to left. But he has misjudged it. That's short.
I was trying to think of nephews of famous golfers who have gone on to have good pro careers themselves. The only one I can think of is Christy O'Connor Jr.
That one moving left. Goddard got away with it, got up there. Is it going to hang on? How about Stephen Gallagher?
Ah, of course. Obvious one.
Nephew of Bernard.
And Ryder Cup player himself.
Absolutely. Now Sloman just nestled down a little bit in this semi-rough. Going to make the control a bit more difficult with the wind helping. Yeah, just half a club too far in the end, but very, very tough to judge. You can see he thought that wind was going to push it strong from right to left, and it didn't. Parry now was in the water, gone back the other side.
Birdie 2 on this hole in both previous rounds. This is payback time.
Yeah, third shot now. Well, chance to make a bogey 4. But a critical time to possibly drop a shot. Now Laurie, fairly deep bunker here at the front of 15. Just chunking it out, letting it run down. It's a good play. Steady now. You see the technique, middle of the stands. Plenty of sand, just looking to pop it up onto the top fringe and let it release, which he did.
As we've said, for these players on 7 under, just finding one more might get the job done. Big effort to get it here. Oh, and he's raced it way past.
He has, but actually he's raced it far enough past. Look at this, Michael.
Wow. If only you could plan for that. He'll probably claim he did.
Yeah, even if you didn't, just say that you did. Now Hawksby, tremendous tee shot into 16, as we said. This for birdie. A lot of movement on that, close to the hole. But if he can pop this one in, it's a very solid par today. A lot of players be very, very happy with a par on 16. Now Sloman from the fringe with the putter. Wind strong off the left on this one. Got to allow a little bit for it. Just get it over this brow, steeply downhill now, as we saw with Goddard's putt. Oh, and that one touched the right edge. He knew how big a moment that could have been. He genuinely thought he'd made it.
Well, when it's this tight, one bad hole can finish your chances. One really bad one is even more extreme. There's really no way back for Parry now that he's missed that. Had a hat-trick of birdies earlier, but 4 over since then.
Yeah, huge deflation, unforced error, not an easy tee shot, as we said. He's got to regroup. He could birdie the last 2, that's for sure. He's more than capable.
This could be double bogey as well.
Yeah, Doherty was in the back trap, and it is double bogey 5 as well. And that is painful.
Laurie hasn't dropped a shot since the 3rd, but a chance that he might here.
Yeah, he needs to make a positive stroke on this one. No, another one slides by, and from the middle of the fairway, that's a poor bogey.
So Hawksby, Goddard and Sloman all miss out on birdie prospects of varying degrees, but setbacks for Laurie and Parry mean the leading group is back down to 3 players. No doubt now it's between those 5 for the title. So who's going to win it? 4 Englishmen and a Scot battling away for the title at East Sussex National. The finish is next. Welcome back to the climax of the PDC Championship at East Sussex National, the 8th event on the 2021 PGA EuroPro Tour, and perhaps the closest fought so far. Well, this is Tom Sloman at the short 16th. His tee shot getting over the water, but he's in a bit of bother, and he has ended up making a bogey 4 from there, as did Sean Laurie on the same hole. So what was a 5-way tie for the lead not so long ago is now down to Jack Hawksby, who's reached the final hole, and his fellow Englishman Harry Goddard, who's got 2 to play. But in these conditions, all of those top 5 will still feel they've got a shout here.
The 18th hole, Jack, this is where the tournament will be decided. Looking back behind us, it's a beautiful looking fairway, isn't it? What's the challenge off the tee?
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a great finishing hole. It's probably going to be one of the widest tee shots that you'll face on the last hole of the EuroPro tournament this year, but then again another really important fairway to hit into this green.
Once you are in play, you're playing to an elevated green. What is the key to getting that shot right?
Well, you obviously want to make sure you get the yardage right for your second shot. Club choice needs to be bang on. Probably it's uphill as well, so you want a fairly high ball flight, stop the ball on the green, and it runs off, as you can see, from everywhere around this green, so you need to make sure you hit it.
Yeah, if you do miss the green, you're going to be down low. You've got 3 bunkers over here, big runoff areas right and at the back. What do you do to get up and down if you need to do it for the title and you have missed this green?
Well, I think the first thing you need to bear in mind as a player is when you're planning the shot into the green is try and miss it in a good spot to get it up and down. Obviously that will change depending on where the pin is, because if you miss the green in a bad spot on this hole, you're going to struggle to get it up and down, so you need to make sure your course planning is bang on.
There you go, so that's it from Jack. A great finishing hole. This is where that title will be decided. Who will pick up the PDC Championship trophy right here at the end of the round?
Well, Parry birdied 18 yesterday, Scott, and surely he's got to do the same today to have a chance.
Yeah, he'll be looking for it. He's hit a good drive here. Straight downwind today, just a wedge for these guys. Got to judge it though, which he has. Yeah, well done, John. Can see ball above his feet slightly, but playing so short today.
And just to put the way these guys are playing into perspective, we're seeing some really high scores today. Stephen Shepherd, who won a couple of weeks ago, 79. Jack Yule, last week's winner, 80. Same for Adam Chapman, the former Tour Championship winner.
Yeah, in these conditions, you don't have to be far off. And then you start pushing, you lose your rhythm, you lose your swing a bit in the breeze, and it can all go horribly wrong. Laurie with a decent shot in there. Sets up another birdie chance. We said 17 and 18, the way the wind is today, could both yield birdies. So it can all change here. As we see Goddard eyeing it down. And just half a club short on the fringe. Should be putting from there though.
Sloman has 162 yards into the pin here on the 17th, and it's a great angle to look at that pin from the left-hand side of the fairway. But it is on a little knoll up in the middle of the green. Anything left or right of it will filter further away. It's a small target to aim for, but if he gets it right, a great opportunity for birdie.
Just looking at the scores from the other end of the scale, Scott. Jack South, 70 is the best in so far. Only two other players, Chris Lloyd and Darren Walkley, have broken par today. They both shot 71.
Yeah, superb scoring. As we see Sloman all over it. Aggressive shot, I like that. He's just looking for it to grab a little bit more quickly.
Big moment then in this young man's fledgling career.
Yeah, superb drive. Just throwing it on from here. Just got to hold his nerve. Actually trying to bump it up there. A couple of bounces and spin. Did a pretty good job of it. All yardages are difficult today, even the short ones.
Yeah, and that birdie chance that Hawksby has set up means Goddard may need this to stay tied for the lead going to 18.
Yeah, he was just up and out of it a little bit early. Just drifted away. He knew it wasn't having a chance. It's a solid par though, on a difficult hole.
Hawksby's got about 12 feet for his birdie here on 18. It looks like it wants to go from right to left, but the wind is really firm off the left. It could actually be pretty straight.
This could be it, Scott. This could be the winning putt.
Yeah, absolutely. This could post the number, and it would be well deserved. Great tee shot, good approach. Needs a solid putt, positive, and he's got it.
Well, what a way to finish on the back foot after dropping a couple of shots at the third, but they were the only ones he dropped all day. 5 under for the last 14 holes, an outstanding effort. 68 might well be enough for Hawksby to be the champion.
Yeah, what a fantastic performance today. Bouncing back after that early double bogey.
And suddenly this is a must-make.
Well, misread there from Sloman. Not his best stroke either. Disappointing.
Well, even if Laurie makes this one now, he'd need to hold his approach to the last just to get a tie.
Yeah, the guys seem to be battling it out now for what looks like second place. Well, we've said it. He has burnt the edge all day long. Now Parry. Fine approach. Come on, John. Roll this one in. Be another very, very solid week for you. Just wave it a little bit in the wind.
Yeah, it was all looking so promising, wasn't it? After that hat-trick of birdies on the front 9, but gradually fell away after that. And a 5 at the short 16th was really the killer blow. 73 means for the second week in a row for Parry. It's a final day to forget.
Yeah, not the back 9 he was looking for, but he's there and thereabouts every week as we see Goddard launching the driver off 18. Straight down breeze, as we said today.
And looks like the only realistic challenger now. Needs a birdie to get into a playoff. Sloman would have to hold this.
But it's not beyond the realms. It's only a controlled wedge. Get back there. Great for distance. Just shoved it a few yards to the right. Goddard now. Similar position in the 18th fairway. What's he got? Will he be brave? Will he take it on? No, a misjudgment. And the spin back down the slope. resulting in a very disappointing shot there. See it from a different angle here, you can see could have just fired straight at it, perhaps got it slightly heavy. Fairway's very soft, as you can see.
As the sun comes out, Goddard has all of 40 feet for birdie here to force the playoff on 18. The breeze is getting up. It's coming straight into my face and off the right. It's going to make it quick, but about halfway along its journey, it goes up a step in the green. Then once it gets on that top tier, it just wants to bleed right to left a little bit, and that wind is definitely going to help it do that.
Last chance then, Scott, for the rest of the field. This to force a playoff.
Yeah, again, it's not beyond the realms. It's a tall order, though. Down the breeze, so difficult to judge. Up and over. And no, it was never on line for a chance.
And Goddard seemingly looking over to the edge of the 18th green where Jack Hawksbee is standing. And that smile says that he is the winner of the PDC Championship. Still some business to take care of, though, Scott.
Yeah, there always is. Here's Sloman. It's a decent approach. Good angle here. This for birdie. Come on. Oh, just hung out there on the breeze.
Well, 2 bogeys to finish the front 9, but he kept battling after that. Every forward step, though, seemed to be followed by one in the opposite direction. So it's a 73 for Sloman and another near miss.
Yeah, no disgrace on a day like this, but there has been some exceptional golf. Goddard now just to clean up for his part. Yeah, very good, well done.
Well, birdies have been so hard to come by on this closing stretch today. Goddard got one on 14, but he couldn't find the one more he needed after that, and that's why he also comes up just short on this occasion. Well, Sean Lowry got his par at the last. 2 bogeys in the first 3 made it a battle from the start. Got both of those shots back by the turn, but no further birdies in a back 9 of 38. So 74 is such an anticlimax for the joint overnight leader. Jack Hawksbee then is the winner, getting to grips with the back 9 better than the other contenders for a 68, which sees him finish 1 ahead of Harry Goddard. Tom Sloman 3rd on his own, and in terms of strokes, 2 behind is the closest he's come to winning yet.
Jack, you just won the PDC Championship here at East Sussex. How do you feel?
I don't know exactly right now. A lot of emotions are going through my head at the moment, but yeah, I feel absolutely amazing. Yeah, lost for words, to be honest. So yeah, very, very happy.
The wind is still blowing. How difficult was it out there?
Very, extremely difficult, especially in the holes where you're either across the wind or into. Like the 16th hole today was an absolute brute. I was thinking, I shouldn't have been, but I was thinking about that hole most of the round today when I was going around playing hot solid. But yeah, it was brutal out there. It was very, very tough to gauge the yardages and stuff like that. So yeah.
That 68 must almost feel like a 62 in these conditions. Where does that rank in your best ever rounds of golf?
100, up there, definitely the best round I've ever played. Considering the circumstances under the pressure, with the amount of wind we were playing in, definitely, yeah, 100% the best round I've ever played. So, yeah, definitely.
It was really nip and tuck on that back 9. How aware were you of how close it was?
I knew I was around the lead or maybe just 1 off. After the 16th, I kind of knew, yeah, I'm tied for the lead now. Let's see these last 2 holes out, maybe try and sneak a birdie in. But yeah, I tried really hard to just focus on the shot that I was playing at the time instead of running ahead of myself, like, oh, birdie here, mate, get the lead and then try and get in. But yeah, I was fairly aware of where I was.
Great fist pump when that birdie went in on 18. How much satisfaction did you take knowing you needed a birdie pretty much to tie it up there on 18 and you went and delivered?
I just knew that with the shot I had to play, because of how close I was to the green with the wind, kind of knew I had to like skip one up. And I've fancied the left to right putts all day really. They kind of suit my all week as well. So I fancied that one. I knew the line as soon as I looked down at it, so I just knew I had to just hit it on that line and get the pace right. So.
A few celebrations tonight?
Definitely. It's my girlfriend's party tomorrow, birthday party tomorrow as well, so I'm sure I'll celebrate with her tomorrow night as well.
So well done to the 23-year-old from Millbrook Golf Club in Bedfordshire. His 68 was the only sub-70 round on a day when just 5 players managed to break par. So it's a climb of 57 places all the way into those Challenge Tour promotion spots for our winner Hawksbee. Parry's share of 4th puts him top of the race to Alcanada, ahead of Will Enifer, who recovered from an opening 80 to finish in a share of 21st. Hope you've enjoyed the action then from East Sussex National. Week 9 of the EuroPro Tour season takes us to Manning's Heath. Do join us then.